So Muzz, we're here after a 4-0 home win in the replay of the Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round. Obviously, we had a tough game at Bishop's Cleeve in the first game. Brought back here, and again another tough game. Maybe despite the scoreline, they ran us close at times.
Yeah, spot on. I think they're a very good outfit. Got some very good players. The target man's outstanding, causes some problems, and then the boys off them are really energetic, really athletic. It was job done tonight. Got to be honest, the boys did turn up, and on another day it probably could have been a few more. But the boys turn up, done what they needed to do, what we asked of them for the game after. A tough game on Saturday, in the legs on Saturday, and it was important that we turn up here and put the performance in. And credit to the lads, they've done that.
So obviously a couple of changes today, resorting to our back three from last year for a lot of the season. Give us your thoughts why we've done that.
Just personnel, fresh legs. Like I said, tough game Saturday. Decided to mix it up. We've got a very good squad here, and I don't believe anyone that goes in will hurt our team in any shape or form. So just to freshen it up. I'm sure we'll be doing the same again Saturday, and after that, that's how we manage, and the boys are fully aware of that. And we do that to maintain people's fitness, but also to maintain people's levels of intensity, and that's worked so far. There's been some games where our intensity levels and levels in general have dropped. But our aim is to try and keep all people as fit as we can and as ready as we can to, get to their maximum levels in the games they play.
So we 2-goal lead at half time. Jack Connors with a beautiful strike on his left.
Yeah.
And then Rolfie.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on that first half performance.
Yeah, first half I just thought we'd done our job. I thought we could have scored, couldn't we, straight away early on. Could have had maybe 2, I think, in the first 5 minutes. Didn't fall for us, but I think it was great strike by JC, great overlap by Tosh, and then obviously Rolfie's just tapped it in from 2 yards, I think, from a parry from the keeper. So I mean, he's in the right place at the right time, but it's only a tap-in.
And then obviously after the second half, Rolfie's tapped in another one, and then Tosh, second goal I think for the club. Yeah,
delighted for him. He had a big chance in the first half. But look, when he's been playing in there, and he's been causing some real big problems for opposition when he drives with the football, and he showed that again tonight in a spell where he drove with the football and took 2 or 3 people out of the game, and it opened up for him, and the keeper made a great save. And tonight, and then in the second half, he scored an outstanding goal. We were right behind it, to be fair, and it was in the minute he left his foot. So delighted for him, because I really feel if he gets on that goal run, he really could start hitting some decent numbers in there. So really delighted for him. And then obviously again, I think Alex gets down the other side and flashes one across, and it parries, and Rolfie's there to tap him from a yard out.
See, it's been a very wet night here in Chesham tonight. Pitch has held up incredibly well in the end, but looked a bit touch and go at times during the game.
Yeah, I think we've been fortunate with the weather, if I'm honest. Just at times it's held off at the right periods. I think this pitch has always drained extremely well. I think we were unfortunate last week just with the amount of rain we had for the amount of time, and at that specific time it was just impossible for the guys to get it on. But credit to the boys out here today. They were, Fred's been forking the pitch God knows how long, like for the duration of the day probably. But without that, it might have been a bit closer. There's a couple of areas of the pitch which might have been in a bit of bother. But the rest of it's, in great shape, and it's drains really well. But yeah, big shout out to all the volunteers and Fred in there. They've done a massive job to play their part and get the game on.
And obviously progressing today, Yeovil come to town on Saturday, an ex-championship side, but just another game, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big feat for the football club, isn't it, to play Yeovil at home. I'm hoping that we're going to have our supporters out in their numbers like we did at Maidstone last year, and it'll be a bit like when we played Maidstone last year. I'm sure our boys will compete and our boys will be ready. We'll give them every bit of information we can on Thursday to try and prepare them for the game Saturday. And we know we're going to have to hit our maximums, our 9s out of 10s to compete and get a result against them guys. But if we do that and we take our chance at the right time and we have that bit of lady luck, then you never know in the FA Cup, do you? And that's what everyone says about the FA Cup. So we'll be turning up, we'll be ready, we will be giving it everything we've got, and what will be will be.
Thank you, Muzz. We'll see you Saturday, and hopefully a big crowd again.
No worries. Cheers, mate.